What is happening there, Reject Nation? Greg and John here today. We got some Spider-Man things to talk about. Some good Spider-Man stuff, but I wanted to get this out of the way first. Yeah, I heard about that Moon Knight leak. Not going to show it. Heard about some takedowns that have already started happening. Just going to give my 2 cents. Looks great.
Yep.
Looks awesome. I was not hit with the feeling of, oh, I don't know about this, guys. You know, like a lot of the time when suits leak, you have people saying, just wait for like the color correction and the post-production to be done on it, which is always an understandable argument. But for Moon Knight, for that one gritty image, it's pretty awesome. It's awesome stuff. I'll say that. It's really cool. Really cool. I'm really satisfied with what we're seeing so far. But anyway, on to this Spider-Man thing. So we got 2 things to talk about today. First thing is Willem Dafoe confirms without confirming, we'll get into it, that he's in Spider-Man No Way Home. It's pretty funny stuff. And then the other part is Tom Hardy is eagerly pushing for a Venom Spider-Man crossover, and I have some thoughts as to why that already might be in development. The first order of business here, Willem Dafoe was doing an interview. It was with The Wrap. Pretty much here's what happened.
And I should give credit where credit is due. I actually first heard about this news from Warren when he sent me a screenshot of what he was working on. I think his video is now live. He does talk about this and more in his recent video. Cosmic Wonder. Thanks, buddy.
When asked if his comment on his potential involvement in No Way Home would actually just be no comment, Dafoe said, I'm afraid so. I got lots of stuff happening, and you know, I always feel like when a film comes out, that's when it's time to talk about it. Here's the funny part about this. Dafoe, he didn't say whether or not he would be in Spider-Man No Way Home, but he did say that if he's in it, he's going to say no comment.
Yeah.
But if he's not in the movie, he doesn't have to deal with any of the wordplay. If he's not in a movie, all he has to do is say, I'm not in it. He has none of these concerns to worry about. So by him just saying no comment, that's pretty much confirming I'm going to be in the movie, when he's going out of his way saying, if I'm in it, I'm going to say no comment.
Yeah.
Because if he's not in it, all he has to say is, no, I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, we're done.
Heck, if he's in it, he could just say no, and plain and simple, we're done, because at this point, you don't have to be honest about those things, you know?
Yeah, we were very forgiving of when these actors lie to us.
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
Marvel
As
actors
long as
are always
we get
lying.
the surprise we were hoping for at the end. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's my favorite low-key confirmation of all of them yet, just because it is so like, yep, that's my answer. That's what I'm sticking with.
Yeah, he's pretty much confirmed it. Spider-Verse is in full swing. Guys, what do you think about what Willem Dafoe has said? Let's move on to the next thing here. Tom Hardy was doing an interview with Esquire UK, where he was, of course, asked about a Spider-Man Venom crossover. So I'm going to hand this off to John. John, in your best tough brooding British accent, because we all know how Tom Hardy is, that threatening British father that he is.
Definitely. I would be remiss if I wasn't trying to steer any kind of connectivity, Hardy told the outlet. I wouldn't be doing the job if I wasn't awake and open to any opportunity or eventuality. This is more Idris Elba, really. Eventuality, or be excited by that. Obviously, there's a large canyon to leap to be bridged by one person alone, and it would take much higher level of diplomacy and intelligence sitting down and talking to take on an arena such as that.
All right, a little bit of Christian Bale, a little bit of Idris Elba,
Everyone
not at
but
all
Tom
Tom Hardy.
That's what I'm going for.
No Tom Hardy in there. Everyone could do a Bane, but no one could do an actual Tom Hardy.
Of course.
I love how when he's talking about this, he's acting like it all falls on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, it's all me. I'm the only one fighting for this. No one apparently
No
wants
one's
this
passionate
but me.
about Venom but me.
I'm the only one who's trying to get
None
it
of
done.
the directors, the producers, Sony.
This is my Deadpool.
Sony doesn't care about having Spider-Man in a Venom movie. It's only me.
I think it's already... wait. There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more before we go into our thoughts. John, take it away.
Should both sides be willing and it be beneficial to both sides? I don't see why it couldn't be. I hope, and strongly, with both hands, push eagerly towards that potential and would do anything to make it happen within what's right in business. But it would be foolish not to head towards the Olympic Games if you're running 100 meters. So yeah, I want to play on that field.
I think, whatever you think about the movie Venom, whatever you think about, like, how lackluster it was, we personally had a lot of fun when we watched it. It was one of those movies where I'm like, yeah, no, I see all the flaws. Doesn't mean I didn't have a great time. And Venom Let There Be Carnage looks even better. am more confident. I'm looking forward to Venom Let There Be Carnage a lot. I'm a little bummed that it got delayed. Now, when we're talking solely about Tom Hardy, though, Eddie Brock Venom, I think what a lot of people were saying, even people who didn't like the movie, a lot of them were saying, but Tom Hardy's good. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Tom Hardy's really good. So regardless, whether you like it or not, I feel like anyone would be excited at the possibility of Tom Hardy and Spider-Man crossing over into a film.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is already in development behind the scenes. You know, these guys are always like years ahead.
Yeah.
Years ahead.
Well, and think of all the things that Tom Hardy has put on his Instagram and taken down of Venom in Photoshop pictures with Spider-Man. Like, clearly he's had this on his mind for a long time.
I mean, you were looking up an article from Cinema Blend.
Yeah.
There was an interview a long time ago, a fun one with Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland, where Tom Holland was like, I just really like the idea of Science Goblin teamed up with a guy who does magic because it totally contradicts what he knows. And I like the idea that there's real science that Peter Parker talks about, and there's this Doctor Strange gibberish where he's like the time rift and the thing. It's just kind of fun. Now, he was doing that with Endgame, and then when I saw the movie, I was like, the hell is he talking about? That's not it.
Me for a second, that's it.
So the Cinema Blend article had come out because it was saying that Tom Holland accidentally starts, because I remember in that interview, Benedict Cumberbatch was like, stop it or something. Yeah. And were they talking about Spider-Man No Way Home when they should have been talking about Avengers Endgame, and they got themselves mixed up? My point being is that interview came out during Endgame, and let's say that was part of Spider-Man No Way Home. Either way, we know how far in advance these guys plan. Yeah. And it's so obvious they are building up to eventually get that Venom Spider-Man crossover happening. So a lot of people, like when Tom Hardy's talking about this canyon, you know, being the rift with the whole, like, how do we make Sony and Marvel really just operate at full capacity?
Mom and Dad come home for just a nice Christmas dinner.
That's what the canyon is that Tom Hardy's referring to. Look, we already know Alfred Molina, who's from solely a Sony Spider-Man movie. We already know that Electro, who's solely from a Spider-Man movie, and now Willem Dafoe, same deal, are all in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then when you see the Morbius trailer where they have a Spider-Man image on it, Venom never acknowledges Spider-Man. Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer hasn't shown us any Spider-Man, but Morbius features a villain that was introduced in the MCU, Vulture, and they have a Spider-Man in the background. I think it's already in development.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, they're already like figuring out what it is to be done, because the way Tom Hardy talks about it, I'm trying, guys. It's like maybe we can do it, but you know, there's a lot of things we got to work around, and it's kind of rough. But maybe I'm gonna try to get it done. But I'm like, dude, who are you bullshitting? This is already happening.
Yeah,
we already know this is happening.
Way too much money to be left on the table by not having this happen, especially with the surprise hit that Venom was and the way in which it was.
Totally.
And the amount of faith it sounds like, at least from, you know, what you hear on, you know, speculation, that Sony has in Morbius and Venom 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like they want to keep expanding, and that's the perfect way to do it. And they've already talked about at least hints at, or, you know, maybe the MCU could see some of these characters, or maybe we could lend some of them to the spunk. It's, to me, a matter of when, not if any longer.
Yeah, it's gonna come eventually, and I already think they have a plan.
Yeah,
I would be very much surprised. I'd be very much taken aback if that's not the case.
Peter Parker will return to face Eddie Brock in some capacity in Spider-Man 4.
But guys, what do you think about what Tom Hardy's saying? And do you believe that they actually have one already in development? Leave your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, click that notification bell, hit that like button. Hopefully there's a trailer that comes out of CinemaCon for No Way Home. Even if it is getting delayed or whatever, hopefully there's a trailer. Just gotta see something. Gotta see something. See you guys.